So I'm here with the Rachel Shepard, who everyone's talking about at the Dallas Film Festival, which is coming kind of to a close tonight. So how many times is your film about mom and dad that she wrote, directed, and produced?
Yeah.
So how many times has it shown so far?
It's shown twice. We've had both of our screenings. We sold out both screenings, and it was neat to premiere at home, like in my backyard. So the response has been, like you said, we've been kind of the talk of the festival, but I think it's because my cast is also beautiful. Yeah.
So something I really wanted to ask you about that you're doing a little bit different than other filmmakers. On Facebook and on social media, you're actually reposting even some of the negative or not so nice reviews about your film. So kind of give me an idea of what the purpose is behind that and explain why you're doing that, because you really don't see that from anybody else.
Well, it's kind of a twofold process. The first is that anytime anyone watches your film, it's a good thing. No matter what experience they have, filmmaking is a dance. It's a dance between the filmmakers and the audience. The audience is going to have whatever reaction they have. You can't control that. You hope that you get them to a place where they care about the characters, they understand what's going on, but that doesn't always happen. Films don't connect with certain people for whatever reason. But I always say that I will post the negative reviews for that reason, that they took the time to come and watch my movie. We danced together. Even if they didn't like the dance, we danced. And the second thing is, filmmaking is a process. It's a growing process. You make films. This was my second feature, and obviously I can still grow. And he gave me the negative review I posted that you're speaking of, gave me a lot to think about. I mean, he talked about some of our editing, some of the talent, which I think he was off base a little bit on our talent. I think the cast in this film did phenomenal work. So I don't exactly agree with him on that point. But there were other points that I thought, okay, that's something I can work on. And I want other filmmakers to not be afraid to have negative reviews. Negative reviews don't necessarily mean that you're not a good filmmaker, but they should give you criticism on what you can work on to make sure that that dance works out next time.
So what are some of the questions that the audiences have asked you? I know a lot of the screenings have been sold out, and so kind of just give me a quick rundown of some of the things that you've been asked and had to explain about the film.
Well, About Mom and Dad is a autobiographical film. It's about my parents. There was a time when my dad and mom had a troubling point in their marriage where my dad cheated on my mom, and I thought, that makes great cinema. So I wrote about it, and they were able to get through it. And a lot of people have asked me about my parents. My parents were here for the first screening, holding court, and they were happy with the way they were depicted because they wanted, like I did, to show a real, not a fairy tale marriage, but a real marriage on screen. And it was, a lot of audience members have been asking me about that, about how I feel about relationships and about the relationships with the cast. So that's been good. And then a lot of it has been about Texas filmmaking, because I'm an exclusively Texas filmmaker. I won't make films anywhere else. There's plenty of people here to work with, talent, crew, music. A lot of the music is definitely a character in both this film and my first feature, Traveling. So they asked Ben Templeton, who did all of our music, a lot of questions.
So I guess the real question now is what are you going to do next? What's this third feature going to be? And is there something that you're working on? What do we expect from you next?
We have 2 features in pre-production. The first is Let's Kill Peter, which is a satirical comedy, kind of Bridesmaids meets Blue Velvet, if you can wrap your head around that. So I tried to be as Lynchian as possible, but a little comedic. So there's that. There's a lot of women saying the C word, which men think is hilarious for some reason in that movie. That's Let's Kill Peter. So we're hoping to shoot that in the fall. And my lead actor in this film, who played Eddie, Brent Anderson, just read a script of mine called Caper, which is a Guy Ritchie type of action film. So we're hoping to do that next.
Well, congratulations on everything, and we look forward to seeing you at other festivals in Texas.
Thank you very much.
This is Dustin Chase for Texas Art and Film and Galveston.com.